Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Testing. Greetings everyone. Hello. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Sophie and welcome on board. Hello, greetings and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Sophie and welcome on board. And for those who are still here with me, thank you for riding with me. I'm pretty excited about it all. So anyway, how are you doing? Is today the 7th? No, today is the 10th month. I think it's the 10th day. Yes, it's the 10th day of the of the year. So how are you doing? How is everything going? How are those plans taking on? So anyhow, for me, nothing much is happening. Back to work, the usual dynamics, nothing has changed. It's all the same. For my YouTube, I've decided to come up with something called Take 5, and I'll be giving you 5 tips of anything about Luxembourg, about daily life, about basically anything. So if you have something that you'd like to know about Luxembourg, you have something you'd like to know, anything that you think I can help you with, you just let me know and I'll share my tips. As you may know, or some of you may not know, I have lived in Luxembourg for five years now. So in those, that's why, well, remember I told you I named it a Tech 5 because I'm thinking about the 5 years that I've been here in Luxembourg. So I think right now I feel like I'm more comfortable to share some of the things that I love about Luxembourg, some of the reasons as to why I'm comfortable and I'm happy living in Luxembourg. So I hope you enjoy them. Come on. So my first Tech 5 is going to be why you should live in Luxembourg and why I love living in Luxembourg. If some of you are like me who didn't know Luxembourg until I came here, then, well, you're not alone. I was there too. I didn't know Luxembourg for sure because, I mean, I come from Uganda and I'd never heard of Luxembourg. Like, to be honest, I had never heard of it. So maybe if there are some of you who do not know Luxembourg, it's a small country in the center of Europe, neighboring Germany, France, Belgium. Well, you can do your Google and you'll find it. It's a tiny, small country. So, well, I love it now. In the beginning, when I came, it was too small. I come from like my country, I mean, in the city and wherever. So when I came here, it's a bit too small. And then I'm like, okay, how is this going to be? But then now I love it. And there's certain benefits to living in Luxembourg. These are my opinions. Of course, many people have different opinions. So if you have your own opinions, well, you can share them and comment and share with the world. Let people know. I mean, it's a big world with many people with different ideas and different opinions and different whatever it is. So, well, these are my Tech 5. The first being, as you all know, free transport in the whole of Luxembourg. Did you know? Of course, I've done a video. There's a video on I have a vlog about showing you different transport systems and whatever. So as you all know, I think it was around the period that COVID broke, I think, here. That's when the government decided that free transport for everyone. I mean, wouldn't you be happy about that? You don't have to pay anything. You just hop off on whichever means that you prefer. If you want to use the tram, the train, if you want to use the bus, whichever means that you want to use, you just pop on and pop off, and that's it. So I love that. It's really nice to, you don't have to think about buying a bus ticket, a train ticket all the time. It's so time consuming, and then sometimes it's a little bit expensive. So that has been taken off your to-do list. You just go in and go out as you please. So that's nice. I love that. That's my number 2 is the indexation of salaries. As you know, we've been going through, as in the world, like I think everywhere, they've been going through inflation. Like there is inflation, I think, almost in every part of the world. So, but lucky for us, the government of Luxembourg decided like to do the indexation of salaries, whereby the government set up some rules to the employees and suggested that they should increase all salaries for their employees. Like, of course, there's a percentage. there's a percentage, of course, that they implement, not exactly something that is a bit too tough for the employees, for the employers as well. So that is a good thing. Imagine going through a situation whereby, like, for example, fuel prices are all over the roof. You go to the supermarkets, the food is really expensive. Everything is just expensive. So at least if there's some, sometimes you're not expecting any salary increment or any bonus or whatever it is, but that small increment that comes from the government, that is something, and you need to be appreciative of that. So this is something that doesn't happen in my country. I mean, never. It can never happen in my country that the government is going to come and try to, implement something like this. So that is something to be thankful for, and I'm so glad about it. And I'm, in comparison to to my country, it's a little bit different. So I like that. So yeah, that is my number 3 is family benefits. Wow, the Luxembourg is so generous with families. As I mentioned, family benefits, and the first being child allowance. Oh my goodness. If you plan, I think I've read, and I think most people agree with me, is that in Luxembourg, they really, I wouldn't want to say favor, because it sounds a little bit unfair for those who do not have families, but they really try to support families. The one being the monthly child allowance. Remember, I'm comparing this to my country, so I do not know if it's the same in other European countries or whatever, but this is just my comparison to my country. So the child allowance, I mean, every month, sometimes maybe the salary comes in and then it's not enough, but then there is that child allowance that comes in and you're like, okay, thank God, I can use this at least to buy some few things here and there. So that's a bonus. The family allowance is a good one. Apparently, years before we came here, it was really good in comparison to what it is now, but still that is something. So yeah, appreciative of that. Then when you want to buy a new house, well, maybe that is not, I think that also applies to everyone. If you're going to buy a new house, there is some small benefit that the government gives you to support you in buying your new house. And that's something nice. To be honest, in my country, that is unheard of. It's not there. So that is a good thing. And then support for education. Of course, in almost all European countries, education is free. It's free. So that is a plus. Well, for me, still in comparison to my country, education is for free, and it's good quality education. It's not just any, but it's really good quality education. Then, there's another one. Married. Is that a family? It should be under family benefits, or it should be my number 4. Because if you are married, all the married couples, they are taxed less than those who are not married. So if you're single and you're living in Luxembourg, you pay more taxes in comparison to someone who is married. So you pay less taxes. And that's something nice. So it's kind of like the government supports people to maybe get married, have some kind of, even not exactly get married. There are some people who don't believe in marriage, and they do, what do they call it? Is it pax or whatever? It's something whereby 2 people, you just you agree and you have something legally done in court or something. Yeah, it's legal, so you still have the same kind of benefits like people who are married. I believe, yeah, something like that. So it's still good. Imagine being taxed less. So I think they really kind of like support the family concept. It's something that the government, I think, really appreciates. So they try to support you as much as possible. So that is a good thing. Still, in comparison to my country, that's a completely different. So I like that about Luxembourg as well. My number 4 would be the effective healthcare system. Wow, one thing that in my country, that's like seriously not heard of. But here, there is something called like it's mandatory for every citizen. As long as you're living, you're a citizen, a resident, or whatever. As long as you're in the country, you need to pay the mandatory health insurance. Like everyone, as long as you're working, you have to pay that healthcare insurance because it's a state. It's kind of like called a state insurance, I think. So you have to pay for it by everyone, which is good, because that means everyone gets the same quality of healthcare. It's same for everyone, whether you're rich, middle class, or poor, but as long as you have some kind of job that supports you and you're able to pay that insurance, we all get the same treatment. So when you go, because I think here mostly the best hospitals are the government-owned hospitals. We have a few private hospitals, but I think those are really really few. So almost everyone goes to the state hospitals, which are really well equipped and have almost everything. So we all get the same kind of healthcare for everyone. There is no division, so we are all equal. So that is good. That is really good. So at least you will not have to, like most places, if you don't have insurance, like of course with the private organization, private insurance, then you can't get treatment. But here, it's the government, because the government takes it off your salary. Even before the salary gets to your account, the government already takes its share. So that is a good thing. I like that. At least when I'm going to the hospital, I don't have to worry about how am I going to pay or this and that. But that is good. So they have a downside. There's that small downside. Of course, everything has the good and the bad. There is a downside to it, but to eat this, I think they're working on changing that, because usually when you speak about insurance, you just have to go to the hospital, show your insurance card, and everything is catered for. But with this state insurance, you have to first pay. You first go in the hospital. If you go to a clinic or anywhere where the state insurance applies, you have to first pay, and then the government reimburses your money. So that sometimes that is not also fine, but I've heard that they are trying to work on it, and in the future things will be a little bit different. So it's still a good thing. So I love it. I love that about here. Then my last is the multilingual kind of system, because in Luxembourg I think there are 3 official languages. The first being French. French is the first official, then Luxembourgish, and then German. So most of the kids that grew up here, who are born here, they speak close to 5 languages, because in the schools they teach them French, Luxembourgish, German, and English. Yeah. So in most cases, and more, there are several more languages. I think there is Portuguese. There are more languages that they teach them, but the basic ones that I know is the 4. English is mostly English. They do not teach in the schools. English, I think they only start teaching it when you get to a certain level. But still, yeah, most of the kids here speak like 5 languages. That's amazing. I mean, right now, if you can speak 5 languages, I mean, you can survive anywhere. It's not only surviving in terms of job. There's so many jobs that require someone who speaks different languages. Being multilinguistic is like a thing, where you're able to speak so many languages. I really like it, and with us who are starting a family, I like that. So I'm excited in the future. My daughter probably will be speaking 5 languages. But unlike for me, I'm still trying to learn French. It's not easy. It's not very easy, but I'm still trying to learn French. So that is a good thing. I mean, we are moving away from just speaking one language. We're moving to a time whereby people will be speaking I don't know how many languages. When you go to supermarkets, they have like some kind of a poster that they put on their shelves, and telling you that you can see like many people speak like 5 languages over there. So you just choose which language you want to use. So they just switch English, French, German. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So I really love that about Luxembourg. So I really appreciate that, and I'm glad that my daughter is growing up here and she will be able to learn so many of these languages. So yeah. So people, those are my top 5, but I'm going to put a link from, I think it's called the Luxembourg Central. They also write several. There are so many articles on Google, on social media that speak about why you should live in Luxembourg and the reasons. But these that I've given you are just my top 5 that makes me smile every time I think about Luxembourg. So if you're like me and probably you're thinking of coming to Luxembourg, think about those 5. Take 5 from me, and probably it will make it easier for you to make your decision to move into Luxembourg. I hope you enjoyed. And for those who are new, who haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel. Let's grow my little channel, because I really appreciate it. And for those who have already subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. Bye. See you next time for the next top 5.